And welcome back, guys, to Firearms Commentaries of Resident Evil Deadly Silence Classic Jill. And just taking up the ammo as usual. Gonna read a document. Orders. Top secret, July 22nd, 1998, 2:13 to the head of security. X days approaching. Complete the following orders within the week. Number 1. Lure the members of STARS into the lab and have them fight with the BOW in order to obtain data of actual battles. Number 2. Collect 2 embryos per BOW type, making sure to include all specimens except for the Tyrant. Number 3. Destroy the Arclay lab, including all researchers and lab animals, in a manner which will seem accidental. You see. Orders have been filed. Well, clearly, someone has business here. It's easier to see what's in that moose's head when the lights are off. Will you try and take out the eyeball? Why not? Why wouldn't we? I mean, if anything is suspicious, you just have to tamper with it, right? Alright, just gotta sneak past this hunter. Oh, man, those hunters are fast. But as soon as we get to that tiger statue room, they'll be eating our dust. Dun, 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 dun. It's the Magnum. A really big, sweet Magnum. They redesigned the Magnum for this port of Resident Evil 1 to make it look like the one from the remake. So now I believe instead of being a Colt Python, it's now a Colt Anaconda, despite what the description says it is. First, let's go ahead and drop a few things off before I get to test out my new toy. And it looks like we have plenty of shotgun shells. That's always a good thing. We have all the key items, so I think we're pretty much ready to go. But I might as well abuse my toy while I'm at it. Ah, yes. Just one Magnum bullet. 1.45 bullet through a hunter's skull, and he's down for the count. It's always good. There we go. 3 bullets, 3 hunters. The Magnum is like the anti-hunter weapon. Of course, in the original version of the game, it actually took 2 Magnum shots to take down a hunter. I think that might be the case in Arrange mode of Director's Cut. But in original mode for all other ports, it only takes 1 Magnum shot. And for any other Resident Evil game in particular. Except maybe a Survivor. I just have to wait. Yeah, you have to always be careful. The hunters have a tendency to jump just as you fire, so you end up wasting your bullet. You can shoot them while they're in the air, but they're pretty fast when they're in the air. They might hit you before you actually have a chance, and due to some sort of glitch, if you fire right as you get hit, you'll actually waste the bullet, but it won't do anything. So yeah, time your shots right. And this is totally unnecessary, but why not? Hello. Talk about a failed sneak attack. Of course, for the first-time player, obviously that's going to get them. For the first-time player, the hunters in particular are a huge deal. These guys are a total break from the usual formula of slow zombies, because these guys close the gap very quickly in pretty much all the Resident Evil games that they appear in. Jeez, I sound so technical. It must be boring you guys half to death with this crap. And here is probably one of the more dreaded parts I have to go all the way down to put a battery for an elevator, and then come all the way back here to flood this place so that the waterfall will stop. This is the only area, the only part of the game, or one of the few areas of the game where I just don't like this tedious part. It's short, but it still gets on my nerves every now and then. Good, they don't notice me. Battery's in, so let's go up. I don't understand that, though. How exactly does that work? Because if you ever got a closer look at those battery packs and the size of the thing that they're in, the battery's fairly small. I think they fixed that in the remake. Yeah, if you see the map up there, those two areas that are shaded in gray, those areas never appear on the map in the original game, or at least the one without the circle in it. I'm not really sure why, but there might be a certain reason why, because that's the last area of the game before everything ends. All right, waterfall has been stopped. Let us go to the underground with our new toy. Of course, ironically, dogs are actually much more resistant to the Magnum than hunters are. Takes 2 Magnum shots. Definitely not worth the effort. It's better to just ignore them outright. Another thing that's questionable, how the elevator is positioned. It's positioned, well, actually, how else do I show this? It's reversed when it comes down. Yet if you pay close attention to how the map positions the two areas next to each other, that reversing thing doesn't really work out so much. It's confusing for anyone who hasn't played the game, so I wouldn't blame you.
Oh, Jill, what good timing. A moment ago I heard someone's voice coming from this hole. Let's go together since it's dark and we can't see very well.
Are you trying to imply rape?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, this area here is extremely important. The dire music is pretty much leads into a very crucial part of the story. If you make a certain decision here, dear Barry may or may not make it with us. Since this isn't exactly a very newbie-friendly guide, I'll tell you this now. If you choose yes, yes, or no, no, and you hear a gunshot, but you don't go to the right door to investigate, Barry's gonna die. If you choose no, yes, he's gonna die regardless. But if you choose yes, no, then he'll live regardless. You don't have to worry about it. The decision for how Barry survives in Resident Evil 1 is a lot more complicated than in the remake. In the remake, it's just a simple yes or no question.
Is that Jill?
Is that voice Enrico's?
Maybe. I can see you right there.
Yeah?
You're alive.
How can she not know that's Enrico? He's right there.
Buddy Jill?
What? Oh, yes.
Enrico!
So, Barry and Jill together.
Are you alright, Enrico?
Oh.
The stars are doomed. Someone is a traitor. Everything was plotted from the start by Umbrella.
Ooh. You know, if you didn't yell so loud, maybe the traitor wouldn't have noticed you were in here, right? Yeah, God forbid we give chase, you know? I mean, this is the guy, it's a traitor, the guy that Enrico just mentioned, and you just let him go. Whatever, I'm gonna go take a look. What's this? Will you take the crank? In the original version, the cranks didn't look so different, so it was a lot harder to tell which one was a different crank. The only way you could tell is if you examined them and saw the difference in the shapes were on the bare end of it. And I think here I kind of screwed up a bit. Yeah. That hunter got me good. Well, we got what we need to advance. It's a hexagonal hole. Yeah, thank God they let you skip this part. This skip the parts where the floor and the ceilings rotate. Because in the original, this took forever. It took probably a good 2 minutes or so to get through that whole phase. It was really annoying. That's one of the... Oh, I always mentioned this before, but the skipping part was always a big plus for those who just want to get through the game as quick as possible. And this kind of part always made me nervous, the boulder part, because if you make one mistake and you get stuck on the wall, that boulder will pummel you and you'll die. Oh look, someone's come to pay me a visit. And just as fast he goes down without saying anything. Flame rounds. I like this track. This music is pretty cool. This boss is creepy, but very pathetically easy. Down in just 3 shots from the Magnum. Unfortunately, his spawn are a bit annoying. Ugh. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and just reserve the Magnum for the later parts of the game. Make use of all that extra shotgun shells I have. I probably got way more than enough that I actually need. Alright, let's go ahead and add them all up. 21, 28, 20, 70 shotgun shells. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good amount. Oh, wait, we got more. 77 shotgun shells. Plus the 7 we have in our shotgun already. You see, my friends, that's exactly the kind of benefits you get from ammo conservation. Having all that extra ammunition just makes it so much worthwhile. Especially since the shotgun is really useful against most enemies in the game. It doesn't discriminate. Alright, this is the part I was talking about earlier. That earlier segment with the ceiling and floor rotating, this is much longer, because you have to do it like 2 or 3 times. Until it looks like this. Why that part is important, because if you don't have it set up like that, you could run as fast as you can, but that boulder will run you down before you make it to the safe zone. Although it's probably something you learn from trial and error before you finally go, that's how you do it, yeah, you know. I always considered going through the underground probably the more tedious part of the game. It's mostly just puzzles and just getting through it to get to the final area of the whole game. Just one last stretch before the final destination. And it also has some of the key items that you need for the later part of the game. So unless you fully explore it, then you're kind of screwed for the later part. Or otherwise you're stuck. But it's not really that complicated to explore. Up we go. Back to the courtyard. The water fountain. This is the entrance to the last area of the game. In order to get access to it, you need to find these 2 books, the Doom books, and check them for the medals inside. Then you have to use the medals on the 2 halves of the water fountain. It'll basically say there's like some sort of a indication or I think it was an engravement of either a wolf or an eagle. So you put the medals in. And I'm not sure if I watched what happened or not. Let's see. Yeah. Then two doors open up, revealing an elevator shaft. But anyhow, guys, we're gonna end the episode off on this note. I'll see you in the final part of the game in episode 8 of Firon's commentaries of Resident Evil: Deadly Silence. So until next time, guys, stay cool. This has been your commentator Firon, signing out.